So welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's well. This is a lovely sunny Saturday in July. This is the 11th of July. So just wanted to say thanks for all the people that are clicking and subscribe. Since I got to 100, I've picked up 11 subscribers in 2 days. So hugely thankful for that. Appreciate it for everyone that's doing that and bringing me forward. I don't know what it is. I did a short the other day about talking about my fertiliser plan and preparing the lawns for the fertiliser. That short's got like 1700 views. I have no idea why everyone's watching it. So thanks, I really appreciate it. So I thought I would come out and do a short this morning. I need to cut the grass. I watered it yesterday and it's grown significantly all over the place, and it's also got quite green as well. There is some dormancy down here and round the perimeters, but actually it looks better than it did yesterday. So I'm here in Scotland, and in the UK we're experiencing very warm temperatures at the moment, much warmer than we're used to. Yes, there's been temperatures like this before. 1995 there was a temperature like this, 28 degrees Celsius, 25, 28, something like that. We've had these kind of temperatures before, but what we've not had before is a constant heat wave like this. So May was really hot. I think it was 4 weeks in May we had no rainfall whatsoever. And then June has been the driest on record since I think 1976. So it's a significant change in our climate. And from what I'm hearing on the news and climatologists and all that, this is going to become more of the norm. So we're going to have to adapt to these kind of temperatures and figure out ways of being better with our water consumption or water usage. So I think in Yorkshire in England they're experiencing a hosepipe ban because their reservoirs have really run down. So maximising human priorities, etc., making sure that people have got drinking water and all that kind of stuff. So your garden will suffer as a result of a hosepipe ban, but there is ways of thinking about doing things that you can maximise things. So Sean on Lawn Right did a video yesterday, and he talked about ways of storing water, looking after your water, being better with your water, talking about water butts, using grey water like shower water, bath water, that type of thing, and storing that and then putting that on your grass selectively. In Scotland we are not quite there yet with the hosepipe ban, but that doesn't mean that as a result that you can just go and freely use all the water as possible. I've got my neighbour here who's just turned on his bike, so he'll be revving that for about 5 minutes to get it going. But it's really important to go through that process where you do your part to conserve water in the garden. So I had the water on for about 10 or 15 minutes yesterday, just watering the grass, and then shut it off, and then I did watering of my shrubs and my plants. So try and do things to conserve your water. In terms of things I'm doing next year, I'm going to probably get a large water vessel round the side of the shed. So maybe I'm looking at something like 4,000 or 5,000 litre container around the side, and I'm going to gather water from the roof, from the shed, which I've got a big shed and that's got a large surface area on the roof to gather water. And during the winter time in Scotland you'll get loads and loads of water from rainfall, and that's important that you store that and you store it well. And then during these periods of sustained heat and drought, you can water your garden free of the worry of people looking at you going, you're using too much water. So I would ask, be conservative with your water usage in your garden, but there is usually in some cases some exemptions. So have a look on your water board. If you are in a hose pipe ban area, check your exemptions and see what you have the ability to do. If you put down new turf, new seed, then that is something that will potentially have exemptions to allow you to water, so that you don't lose your investment. Especially, you know, new turf and new seed absolutely needs water to develop in the first 28 days or something. So just make sure that you check your exemptions and see if they apply to you. So I'm out here, it's the morning, it's about 11 o'clock just now, so the temperature's not come hugely far up, the sun's just up here to my left, and I've prepared myself to get my cutting done, my lawn cutting, and I suffer from hay fever. Even though I love my garden, I suffer hugely from hay fever, and at the moment with the temperatures where they are, you're just going to get baked, and as well as that, the pollen count's going to be quite high. So I've got my hay fever drops in my eyes, and one in each the tear ducts, and then I've got Beckinase that I've taken a sniff of just to get my antihistamine levels up in my body to kind of survive this ensuing pollen count. And then the other thing is I've got 50 SPF sun lotion. I've got that on my arms, on the back of my neck and on my legs, and that just means that I'm protecting myself during this warm weather and protecting my skin as well. I'm quite tanned at the moment. If you have a look at my arm above, you'll see the difference. So my arm up here is white in comparison to my lower arm. So it's really important to look after your skin when you're out in the garden in these hot temperatures, and also stay hydrated as best you can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the grass. I'm going to I cut it at 25mm yesterday, so I'm probably going to step it down just a wee bit because I have seen significant growth here. I'll cut this down. I'll probably do a very, very light Verticut on it as well, and that Verticut will give me the best possible thinning out of the sward, give me a little bit more space from the new growth that's coming through, and then I'll get it cut probably 23-24 in between there, get that cut off, and then you'll be able to see the stripes appearing. So I went this way yesterday with the stripes, so I'll go the other way with the stripes today so that you can see the difference. My neighbour, if you listen to that, isn't that a great sounding motorbike? I think that's his Kawasaki. He's got other bikes as well that just sound absolutely incredible. He restored a motorbike over the winter time, and he's a huge motorbike nut. If anyone could see this video, it would be Ewan McGregor. I know that Ewan McGregor is a massive motorbike nut himself. If you've watched his Apple channel programs, Long Way Round, Long Way Up, Long Way Down, that type of stuff, Long Way Home, I think he's just done recently as well, with Charlie Boorman. If this guy could, you know, see the work that he's done, I think he'd be really impressed. And I know that my neighbour is a massive fan as well. So yeah, great motorbike, great guy, and great work that he does in his bikes in his garage as well. So fantastic shout out to him, and anyone else that's the love of the bikes as well. So I'm going to stop rabbiting on, and I'm going to get the lawnmower out. I'll get the Verticutter cartridge in, and I'll give it a light Verticut back and forward. I'll probably do that up and down, and then I'll go over it diagonally to do the tips with the cutter cartridge as well, and then I'll get indoors before I get absolutely baked. So thanks for doing everything, liking, commenting, subscribing on the channel. It really means a lot, so thanks very much for that, guys, and long may it continue, and hopefully you enjoy what you see. Thanks very much. So I guess it's incumbent on me to show you how to set up the Allett and why it's so good at doing what it is. So this here is the Verticutter cartridge, but this is actually the Verticutter groomer cartridge. So the Verticutter cartridge has normally got the blades spaced every second blade, whereas the groomer cartridge has got an extra one per space. So it's an intensive cultivation across your lawn. You'll notice that the cylinder down here is across the way, whereas this is vertical, so this cuts into the sward in a vertical fashion, and this cuts off things like side shoots. It's also really good for getting POA kind of destroyed in that sense, because it kind of chops into that plant. Now, I had POA in here for a wee while, but as I've been using this every couple of weeks, I've noticed that it's pretty much disappeared out of the lawn, which is great. This is a heavy cartridge. It's probably about, I don't know, 10-15 kilos, something like that. And by putting this in the lawn, it opens up some grooves in the lawn, it frees up some space. I've got a variety of grass here called a stoloniferous grass type, so it's a creeping variety of rye, and stoloniferous is over the top of your, it grows in the top layer and creeps across the top of your lawn, so it kind of needs that thinning out process just to kind of keep it under control and let that new growth come through as the grass is developing. So this opens up the canopy, lets in some light, nutrients, wind into the canopy. It also gets rid of any material side growth, and it can help you with getting that kind of aggressive cultivation into your lawn. If you've got things like POA, it helps stand everything up on end so that when you come over your blade cartridge, you can cut everything off. So I'm going to put this into here and I'll show you the process of actually doing that. It's really, really great in this lawnmower versus some of the other Allett mowers that you've got. So if you look at like their Kensington range, or even some of the Cambridge ranges, etc., they've got cartridges that are quick release, but you still have to use an Allen key to get some of those cartridges out, maybe 1 or 2 screws or 3 or 4 screws depending on the model, whereas in the Stirling it's much easier to get that cartridge out, and all you need to do is you pull up this lever here, you pull up this lever here, and then there's a drive gear at the side here, and all you need to do is just pinch that, pull it up, and then this cartridge will literally slide out. If it does, it just sometimes sticks a little bit, but there you go, that's the cutter cartridge here. And it's a big cartridge, sharp blades. I can hear it still contacting the bottom blade, which is good. That's what you want. So you want to tune this blade maybe once every week or so as you're doing cutting, to make sure that the bottom blade is in contact with the cylinder, and that gives you a nice cut. So once you've done that, you can then take this one and you just align it and you just slide it into there, and you just make sure it's seated, and then you pull this side, you pull this lever here, and then you go over to the drive gear again and you just push it, and that pushes a ribbed belt down onto this here so that it locks it in. Keep going, and there's a little metal window here that basically has a section where that pops in, so you know that the drive gear's in the appropriate location. So that's me got the Verticutter in, and now what I need to do is down on the right hand side of the mower down here, I've got a height adjustable gauge here. So the ones that are on the left hand side in millimeters are for the bladed cartridge. The one on the right hand side that's white down here is for the cultivation cartridge. So what I want to do is drop the height of cut for the cultivation cartridge, and you'll see that the lawnmower is being lowered down as a result. So it's kind of pivoting this down into the grass, and I'm just going to go straight down to 0. I'm not doing a deep cultivation, I'm just titivating the top of the surface. So that's as a 0 there. So that's the lawnmower now at the right setting, and I can feel it. It's actually, if I try and rock it, you'll see the lawnmower's being rocked, so that's a good sign. That means that the blades are sitting down into the canopy of the grass. So I can now move my cartridge out the way, this one, and I'll put that over here. And then I'll go and get the battery and I'll get this cut on. Now I did a cut yesterday, did 2 lawns, front and back, 25mm, and the battery was still fully charged by the time I was finished. So let me get my battery, get it installed, and then we'll get the cutting process started. So back again with this. This is the Ego 10 ampere battery. This is an investment in its own. This battery costs more than my Ego rotary mower. So this was about, I think it's about 570, 580 pounds just for a battery. But if you've got a large lawn to do, you really do need to invest in a battery that's going to last. And when you do cultivations with these cartridges like the Scarifier, Verticutter, dethatcher, all that kind of stuff, they're all really difficult to really difficult on the battery, so you've got to really look after that. So it's important that you get the best that you can out of that. Get this in, so it's really straightforward to get that in the lawnmower. Just get rid of some of the debris that might be sitting in the compartment here. That's it. Just slide that in, lock it in, it's engaged, and then get your grass box and get that on. And then that's as simple as that, so you just start the process. So I'll just get the cut on. Just check that again. There. Down we go. And then we just work our way around the perimeter of the grass. And all we're doing here is just getting rid of some of the material that's down in the canopy towards the soil layer, but we're not touching the soil. We're just combing through the canopy. And this is really, really important. Many will tell you, oh, you don't need to do this, this isn't needed. Well, actually, I think it is. And if you look at some of the pros, a lot of the pros have got like Cayman machines that have this for scarifying, for verticutting. But I've got this made the investment in the Allett. And by doing this in the Allett, I know what I've got and I know it works. So just going around it a second time, just thinning out the sward. And you can do this at all times of the year, even in the hot weather, as long as you come back and you maybe top it up with some feed, liquid feeds, and you top it up with some water. And as I said, make sure you think about others, think about the water that you're using, how you use it. Don't use too much of it, especially in these days. Right, so I'll just stop it there just now, and then what we'll do is I'll show you what's come out. So this is just a pass around the garden, and this is the material that comes out, and you'll see it, some darkened material. That's just dead grass that's sitting down in the canopy. It's not sweaty because it's very dry at the moment, so all you'll see is some green shoots in here, but you'll see the majority is actually sort of brown dead material that's sitting down in that canopy, and it's just suffocating your lawn a wee bit. So it's really important to get all that out, and it just frees up the grass a wee bit, gives it a little bit of space, and allows it to develop better. And you'll see when you're using things, you can then get these kind of lines appearing in the grass. And what we'll do is, I will go around the diamond and go around the fixed spaces in the garden, just create a space for the lawnmower to go past, and then that means when I do up and down on the stripes, everything will be good. So I guess between everyone that's watching, we'll see how many bars of battery this actually takes up when we finish. So just go over what I've already done and just get round to the fixed area, which is the sort of feature here. Just get that cut, and then we can start referencing that across the board. It's like going to get that haircut, as I've said in my other videos. You go to the hairdresser and they've got that kind of snippy scissor that tugs away at your hair when they're trying to thin out your hair. Get those kind of tugs out of your hair. This is what verticutting is doing as well. It's getting rid of all that sort of tight-knit growth and just opening things up a little bit, giving your grass a little bit of space to breathe, in just the same way that you do it with your hair. So what we'll do now is I'll just get prepared to go up and down. So I've actually filled the grass box now with that. You don't want to fill it up too much, but you can see here some of the dead growth and that sort of thick brown material, dead material, and that's been sitting down in the grass. So we'll get rid of that. So just keep a firm hand as you're going across the grass, like that. Because I've created a nice wide strip at the other side, I don't need to stand in the bark and drag the bark up onto the grass. This lawnmower can go a lot faster than this, but I feel that just with the undulations in the grass that I've got here, just ever so slightly, because it's not 100% level, that this is a better way of, and a better speed of just taking things over the grass at a nice leisurely pace. Gardening isn't about being fast, it's about taking it in, enjoying the process, and just taking your time. Just get my overlaps correct and just work my way forward. So I'll do up and down with the verticutter, the groomer. Don't really like the word groomer, it's got many bad connotations. So verticutting grooming cartridge, and just go back and forward, up and down your grass. And then what I'll do is, with this all standing up on end now, I'll be able to come back across with my bladed cartridge and cut up all these tips that are being stood up by the verticutter. Hopefully you can see the ever so light lines appearing on the lawn. And then I just want to kind of go around here, finish this one off, and then just get around the perimeter. It's looking nice. Stripes are appearing well. So finalise my stripe on one section. So that's the results of the Verticut, and it just dials everything up. Look at that. That's not even a cut with that bladed cartridge. That's just the Verticutter, and that's the results. Everything equal, looking nice, tidy. And yeah, you could just leave it like that, but I'm going to really dial it up, cut that at 23 diagonally, get the stripes on, and it's just going to look amazing. So hopefully you'll join me on that one. There we go. You'll find as well, because I cut it the other day, you probably hardly get anything off of it. I'm just getting some material, not too much. Think of the Allett and a cylinder more like a high definition TV. It just dials everything up, just makes it look that much better. You know, when you went from standard definition TV to high def TV, it was like, wow, that's amazing. And then you went to ultra high definition, you're like, oh my god. It's the same with this. This is like a UHD television, a high quality, top of the range. I'm not going to say what brand I use, but in terms of TVs, because it's a very polarising subject for many. But I like what you like. You like what you like. You don't tell people and say, oh, I like this and it's better than that. Whatever works well for you. Personal preference at the end of the day, that's all it is. So, where are we in the battery? I'm down one, down to 4 bars now. So what I'll do is I'll just finally just go along this last bit here. I'll go around the fixed element over to the side here. Just cut those tips off. Like that. Now if your grass is looking a wee bit brown, that's just the heat. It's just going, oh my god, it's like us humans. We're all kind of struggling a wee bit with the heat at the moment. So just remember that. The grass is the same, it's a living organism. It will suffer from heat stroke, all that kind of stuff, just as much as we do. So it's just incumbent on you to make sure your lawn stays healthy. Some of it will go into dormant mode, just keep it topped up maybe once a week with some water. It'll survive through to, if you do that, it'll survive through to the autumn, where it's starting to get cooler nights, cooler temperatures, maybe a bit more rain, and it'll come back. Always does. Don't fret. But remember, try and at least get a water done once a week. Very minimal brown shoots in here, it's mostly green, which is what you want to see. Grooming, cartridge, brown shoots, green shoots, that's pretty much it. Look at that. Amazing, amazing. Here's the same picture I took the other day from roughly the same perspective. And this is a result of the front getting a verticut and a cut, and this is what we've got. Weed pile to collect, but absolutely beautiful. Bear in mind, it's only get fed during the week, so I would expect it to pick up in the next few weeks. But the grass is looking really nice. It's very tight in terms of its overall, and it's looking fine. There's my footprints up that stripe, but stunning. Love this lawn. Next year get some more product on it, because I've done all the investment in the tools this year, so next year I'll be bringing this up to Wimbledon levels. But there we go, there's a view of it there, looking really good. I've got crocosme on the left there, Pyrrhus, forest flame, salvia hot lips. The bees love this, so if you want to get the bees in your garden, get one of these. Really nice, and you hear all the buzzing, so there's a wee corner of flowers there, so it looks good. But yeah, I'm just going to go in. I'm absolutely dying of the heat here, so I need to go in and get some hydration, and that's where I'm going to leave the video today. But thanks very much everyone again, for everyone that subscribed, dropped me a comment and liked the videos. If you could watch the long form content, that makes a huge difference to me and my watch hours for everyone, and helps to grow the channel. So hope everyone has a lovely weekend, stay safe, keep hydrated, get the suntan lotion on, and have a really nice weekend everyone. Cheers. Leave you with that.